evening, and welcome to What's Love Got to Do With It on My Psychic Connection. I am your hostess with the mostest today, Bunny Sugars, and I'm so excited to see you all again. It's been a whole week, and I haven't been able to read for y'all, and that kind of sucks because I miss you guys so much. But before we get into some readings for this afternoon, this evening, whatever y'all want to call this day, let's go ahead and get into some house rules, right? So remember, here on My Psychic Connection, we do offer free and paid readings. We just ask that you provide us with a specific question. If you are wanting a general question, however, you should go ahead and sign up for mypsychicconnection.com. And we usually tend to want to handle our general readings on mypsychicconnection.com because sometimes when you do a general reading, you can get into some topics that, might get a little bit dicey here live on air, and you might not want to share all that information out there like that. And if you sign up for mypsychicconnection.com, you get 3 minutes free to start your reading off with any reader you like. So that's pretty cool, right? Free readings is always fun. Free minutes is always a blessing. So to continue with the house rules, if you have any medical or legal questions, by law, we cannot answer those, and we just ask that you leave those to the medical and legal professionals. And if you'd like to jump ahead of the list, or if you'd like a longer reading or want to ask more than one question, you should go ahead and donate using the link in the chat. We offer a quick reading, a mini, a medium, and a mega reading. Those are all really cool because the mini, the mediums, and the megas are all untimed. And with the mega reading, you get to ask 4 questions. So you get to bog my brain and tell me, let me give you all the good information that you want. I can just give you everything you're looking for in a mega reading. So if you want to ask more than one question, or if you're really hyped up, go ahead and hit that donation button. And remember that a dollar of every donation, we are donating to Female Strong, a wonderful organization helping women all over the world. And every dollar of every donation here not only helps them, but helps us here at the channel as well. So please go ahead and get those thumbs ready because we have an emoji contest. Well, not thumbs, it's your pointer finger, but close enough, especially if you're here on the Facebook and the YouTubes. Go ahead and get those fingers ready because we do have an emoji contest today. And halfway through the show, we have the lightning round. So we have some games for you guys today. Gemma says, hello. Hi, Gemma. It's been a minute, a short minute, but I've missed you, sweetheart. And so I hope you guys are so ready to get down into some readings with me today. I hope you all have been having like a really good, positive week. It's a little bit discombobulated of a week for some of us, but I hope it's been going well for you guys so far. I hope y'all have been doing some self-care over the weekends when I don't see you, because remember we talked about that. We're friends here, so I'm gonna make sure you're taking care of yourself. So let's go ahead and start jumping into some questions. I can't wait. Let's go. Audrey. Audrey says, hi, so Wes proposed to me. Audrey, congratulations. Congratulations for making it to the finish line. It's an exciting moment for you. And you also say and his ex-wife Cassandra's off her rocker. Oh, girl. Will she try and interfere, sabotage, etc.? You got the cutest smiley face for a question like that. Well, first and foremostly, girl, congratulations. Getting married is an exciting process. Please plan ahead of time, like a year ahead. Don't be like me. As I'm on my way to that marriage finish line too. But let's get into it. Will she try and sabotage? Yes, but here's the thing. If a boundary is not drawn with this Cassandra woman, then yes, she is going to sabotage. She is going to jump in. She is going to say, yap, and do. She is not going to let up. So it's going to be up to your soon-to-be husband here to draw a very serious boundary with her, because the answer is yes all around. But the sabotage only happens when you allow it to happen, when you allow it. Because quite frankly, if you allow it to happen, it's going to be looking like some Looney Tunes foolishness. When Donald Duck and, well, it's not Donald Duck, it's Daffy Duck and Bugs Bunny are doing the he said and she said and all that foolishness when they're going back and forth. That's what it's going to look like. It's just going to look goofy. It's going to look silly. So honestly, save yourself the stress and just make sure your partner puts a boundary down with his ex. And if she cannot respect the boundary, then he needs to take the appropriate actions to make sure she respects the boundary. So that's really where that is going to come in. That boundary is going to be super, extremely important. Like I said, she can't run amok if you don't let her run amok. And if you stop it in its tracks, it's never going to have a chance to succeed, definitely. So thank you, Audrey, for your beautiful question. Again, congratulations, girl. Weddings are exciting. Weddings are scary. I'm running into my own wedding very soon in September. It's a lot. It's a lot to deal with, but you got this. Just breathe and try and pace yourself. It's going to be a wonderful experience and a really wonderful time, Audrey. So I'm so happy for you. So before we jump into another question, let's jump into some food for thought, because I'm not just going to get on this line here and tell y'all some foolishness and not drop a little bit of knowledge for you. So look, let's talk about the love of money. Because here on this show, we talk about love, and love comes in so many different forms, not just the love of romantic love, platonic love, familial love, but there's also the love of money. Now, money is a little bit of a touchy topic for a lot of people. Literally, what ends up happening is, because of the way the world runs with us in it, money becomes an extremely important part of our day-to-day. But then there becomes a conversation of how you view money. Because Reverend, I hope I said your name right, says, love the food for thought. I'm so happy you guys love the food for thought, because I love giving it. I like thinking about things. And I like when we can all sit and think about things together. So to think of money, it's the automatic assumption that those who have or obtain money will be corrupted in some way. I feel like there's a need to shift our perspective about how we think of our relationship with money. Because if you are someone who gives what you can to help others, it doesn't have to be a lot and it doesn't have to be a little bit. It can be what you can. You give. You're charitable in nature. You give. You have an open heart with the people around you. That money is not a controlling factor to you. Does that inherently make your money negative? Does it make it, quote unquote, evil? Not necessarily. You have to change the perspective, because it's not the money that makes you evil. Money is just a tool that gets you things that you didn't have before. It grants you access. Alexa says, hello, beautiful bunny. Hello, Alexa. Looking gorgeous in your photo there too. But money grants you access. So when people get access, do they end up staying the same or becoming different? The money is just the tool, but what lies deeper within your heart as a person? That's how you should view what the dollar actually is. It's just a tool to manifest and bring upon your wealth. Does it change who you are? Does it rule you, or do you rule it? And so that's just a little bit of food for thought, a little bit of a carrot for your thoughts, because the way you think about money is really important, especially in the way you talk to and treat others as well. Think about that. So with that food for thought, that little carrot for you, let's go ahead and jump into another reading. Reverend, hey Bunny, do you see me splitting from Brent? Oh, that's a good question. Oh, let's see what I find for you, my friend. And thank you so much for your beautiful question. So is there going to be a split? I feel like the answer here is a yes, but it's a yes with some conditions. First and foremostly, there's some communication that needs to happen with you and Brent. There's some communication that really needs to happen, because I feel like, if I could give it a feeling, there's like not just a withdrawn, but it's almost like you two are like fighting it out a little bit. There's a lot of miscommunication, a lot of misunderstanding, a lot of potential arguments that could be avoided if one would just say something a bit differently. It just comes across a little bit as having too much trust and just assuming the other person understands what you're feeling. And unfortunately, when you do that, have that too much trust, and you're a little bit naive and just assuming that they know what's up, they're not going to know what's up. And then they no longer meet your expectations. And I feel like that's a lot of what's happening. There's fights about A, B, X, Y, and Z. However, there's no push into explaining. There's just expectation and the thought of what comes with those expectations. And because those expectations are not met, there's that unhappiness being created. So there's definitely a need for you both to communicate with one another, because this does look like, unfortunately, a downhill situation. This also looks like a situation where there's a lot of talking but not communicating. It's just talk. If I could give it kind of a personification, it's just like empty expressions that I'm feeling from the two of you. There's talk, no resolution. There's talk, but no understanding. And I also feel like my friend, I had a little bit more for you, but the bell means I'm out of time. So thank you so much for your beautiful question. And I hope that was able to help give you a little bit more clarity. And if you want to get a longer, deeper reading on what exactly happened or what exactly is going on, and Forever says yes, exactly. Yes. If you ever want to get a longer reading so we can go through the whole complete thing, feel free to hit that donation button. And Forever says thank you. You are so very welcome, my friend. It is my pleasure always. And you guys, we are having such a good time today. I want to know from you guys here in the audience. And don't forget, by the way, we got the emoji contest going on. So I do want to see some emojis, because if you win the emoji contest, you get to have a free reading with me. Like, you get a free general reading with me. I get to pick up on your energy and just go for it. So if you want that, go ahead and start throwing them emojis in the chat. Definitely. But I also want to know from you guys, like, what is the longest work day that you guys have ever had? Like, let's look at me, for example, me and my, my overworking self. Sometimes I've worked from 12 a.m. to, or like 12 p.m. to 12 a.m. So, like, what do your work days typically look like? How do you, the good question too is, how do you balance that work day? So let me know in the audience, because that is something that we constantly do to ourselves. We overwork, we push too hard, and sometimes we end up burning out, and we're like, oh my God, why can't we just get it together and just rock it out? Some of us don't have that energy, but definitely, like, what are your work days looking like? How often do you devote yourself to this love of money? Or is it a need of survival? See, we'll get into it in a little bit, but yeah, definitely let me know. And so while you guys are telling me about that, let's go ahead and jump into our next question. Oh my goodness. Stacy, was my Auntie Liz troubled by something? Oh, okay. So let's look at Auntie Liz. Let's see. Auntie Liz, was she troubled? Troubled is an interesting word. I think grounded is a good word for her. Auntie Liz is very, very grounded, but also I would like to ask, is Aunt Liz, I would like to assume she's still with us, because her energy is very, it's very back and forth. I think she worries about the family a lot. Family dynamic is kind of what that feels like. Family dynamic and revolving around, it feels like it's revolving around one of the children. And you may be able to help me with this one of the children, in regards to a romantic situation that they may be going through. So what I'm feeling is she may be a little bit worried about how her family members are doing, how everyone is growing up well, but also with her, one of the kids in a romantic relationship kind of bothers her. She's not sure about it. So that's what I'm kind of picking up from Auntie Liz, a little bit of, how is my family doing okay? Because it feels like she doesn't communicate a whole lot with you guys, or she does, but doesn't expel her feelings. So I just feel like also there's like trying to understand the... Oh, my friend, there is the bell, but there's a lot to kind of uncover there. And maybe I would love to talk to you more about that. And if you would like another or a longer reading, go ahead and jump in and hit that donation button. Definitely. However, you guys, so I had asked about work habits, and that was simply for another little bit of food for thought. when you look at money and how we're supposed to use it, it's a tool. It's a tool to manifest what you desire, right? But how often are you draining yourself and working for it? Is it worth it to drain yourself for it? Because on one hand, we need money to survive, specifically in this world, right? But when you are chasing dollar signs, does it bring you a sense of satisfaction? And this is really just food for you to just sit on and think about for a little bit. Are you being brought satisfaction within the type of work you're doing, the amount of work you're putting in? Because a lot of the times how we get burnt out is we end up chasing dollar signs. We chase the bag, as we're told to do. We are chasing, the money signs because we want that security. And especially in an economy that's so unstable, we desire it. But then the more you chase that dollar sign, the more sometimes you might be putting yourself on an emotional back burner. So how do you really feel about the type of work you do and the hours that you put in? Do you feel that it's worth it for you outside of the dollar sign, outside of the money, outside of being able to, pay them utilities and rent? What else does your type of work bring you? Do you feel satisfaction from it? Because it's okay to have a love of the money. We need it to survive. You love what you have that contributes to your survival. But do you love what that love of chasing that money has done to you over time? So again, a little bit of food for thought, a little bit of carrot, some beta carotene for your brain. Spiritually speaking, of course, because, my words cannot sit here and give you an intake of beta carotene. I don't have that kind of magic for you. So I got to give it to you spiritually. But with that said, just sit, think about that. Let it marinate for a little bit. And let's go ahead and jump into that next question. Monica says, hello, beautiful bunny. I would love to know, is Janice my true friend? And does she really care? Does she really care for me, please? Yes, Monica. So is she your true friend? I do think what I'm kind of feeling is that yes, to a degree. It's not an unconditional love. I will tell you that. I think it's love with a condition. Now, love can come with conditions. However, this feels like non-unconditional. This has conditions to it, meaning there needs to be a greater give for you and a greater take for your friend here. Because I don't feel that this friendship is super duper balanced. I do feel like, I think from where I'm coming from, you put in significantly more than they do. And so because that there's this more that's being put in, that leads to this unbalancedness in this relationship or this friendship. And that, unfortunately, is going to cause a lot of issues. So is this a true friendship? It can be if you're willing to accept the terms and conditions of this friendship. Let's see. Monica, hope she's not plotting things against me. Oh, well, I can say I feel that is not quite the case, but what you may be feeling is the talking about you. Because when I'm thinking about this, my ears are ringing a little bit and it feels a little off in my head. There's a lot of speaking about you. There's a lot of misunderstanding about your actions. There's a lot of desiring more. It's a little bit of a greed. So I would say, again, you have to use your own discernment in situations like this. Just be very, very, very careful, because I don't think she's plotting your downfall or anything like that. She's not going to spite you. Oh, my friend Monica, I hope that I was able to have a little bit more for that. That's a very interesting situation that you have going on there with your friend. It's very interesting. We're going to talk about friendships in the next episode, because that one got my brain thinking a little bit, definitely. So you guys, I hope we're having a good time, and I hope you guys are throwing out those emojis for the emoji contest, because remember, if you win the emoji contest, you do get a free general reading from me with one of my decks from whatever I feel drawn to, either the Dark Mirror Oracle or the Hummingbirds. It just really depends on the day. So also, by the way, at 10 o'clock, you can catch Into the Shadow of Dreams with Journey and Kay, because that's going to be a good time, because, the party don't stop because I get offline. If it did, that would be whack though. So you guys, just keep that in mind. If you're having a good time here, go ahead to journeyryanlive.com/reviews and let's jump into another question. Monica says, thank you so much, beautiful bunny. You are so very welcome, my friend. You guys are awesome. And I love talking to you. I love hanging out with you guys on a Wednesday. Linda, she says, hi, first time seeing you. Will I be going on a trip late August like I want to? Ooh, Linda, I hope so. So let's see what I can get for you. I do see in regards to a trip, I don't think so. There's going to be some roadblocks that come up. These roadblocks have more to do with just the timing of it all. There could be also a little bit of a financial hiccup that hits you as well. But I think right now the timing just is not quite there because your answer is coming up as a no. It's not a permanent no. I do think you are going to travel after August, but I don't think you're going to travel this August right here, right now. Again, this looks to be blending more into financials and blending more into some events are going to happen in which you are just going to have to make the executive decision to postpone. That's what I feel it is. There's a executive decision here to just kind of, you know what, maybe we should just like skip out on this trip for a minute. And I think that's what's kind of coming through for me in regards to this. So I don't want you to fret. It is going to feel a little bit iffy. I do feel like it is going to be in relation to, it's going to be in relation into some family matters potentially. However, this just doesn't look like a full-on go-ahead situation. Not just yet. Not yet. It's not a bad thing. It's just going to be postponed for a little bit of time. I don't think it'd be in September, but maybe closer to the fall if that's what you're looking for. So don't fret too much. You are definitely taking vacations, just not right when you wanted it to, which that kind of sucks. And I'm sorry because everyone deserves a vacation. Everyone needs a vacation. Don't I know it? So my friend, thank you. The bell's eating me up today, but thank you so much. And I hope I was able to help give you some clarity. And you guys, we're having a good time here. Don't forget emoji contest. And don't forget, we're coming up on the fun part, which is my favorite part, which is the lightning round. So start thinking about those yes, no questions, and then you're going to fly them in the chat. Linda says, thank you. You are so very welcome, my friend. And thank you so much for catching an episode with me. I greatly appreciate you being here. And thank you to all the new people who are showing up. You guys are awesome. I love you guys all so much because y'all keep me just energetic and going and getting that energy just to flowing. Oh, look at me. Look, I'm dropping bars today. I'm dropping bars. All right. So let's just go ahead and jump into the next one. Oh my gosh. Gemma says, I have an appointment on Friday. Nothing important, but I'm so worried about leaving my appointment. Will my anxiety hold out for it or should I reschedule? Oh, Gemma, my friend Gemma, don't let your anxiety be the ruler of you because it will rule you if you let it. However, I do think your anxiety will persist, unfortunately. It's just needing you to get a little bit of more of a grip onto things, essentially. But I do think regardless of what your anxiety is doing, you need to go ahead and go. Appointments are important, and your anxiety cannot be allowed to rule your life like that. Think about it like an unruly puppy. You tell it no. You tell it to sit down, and you tell it to move on. Tell it to go take a nap because you have things definitely that are more important. You got to remember, you are the most important to you. So you got to get up here and you got to just do it. Try and push through that anxiety. Girl, I believe if you have no one to tell you they believe in you, girl, I believe in you, but you got to go ahead and get going. You got to go ahead and get going. So I don't think it's a good idea to skip it because if you skip it, I can see you kind of postponing it for another few weeks and that's not going to be fun. So I wouldn't do that if I were you. Take charge. Be the Queen of Wands. Take charge. Take control. Tell your anxiety to go sit in the corner because you got things to do. So don't worry, Gemma. You got this. I believe in you. You are going to be okay. You're going to do fine. And remember, deep breaths and push. deep breaths and push are going to be your motto for that day. So you got this, don't worry. Oh my goodness. And I hope I was able to answer your question. Thank you so much for your beautiful questions. You guys are awesome. And I love answering your questions every single week. I love seeing what's new happening in everyone's life. So you guys, I did talk about shortly the love of money and how many hours do you work in order to make that money. So where I want to go with that love of money, it's okay to need and love and want money, right? Again, we're back at the carrots for your thoughts. It's okay to need those things. It's okay to want those things. As Spirit said, awesome. Thank you so much, Sabira. You guys are great. Oh my God. All you guys are just bringing such a big smile to my face. All the joy and all the warmth, I feel it, and it's so good. But yes, remember, like, just take it to consideration, right? We work so hard for this money, but at what point do you take time to enjoy yourself? It's the same conversation as our self-care conversation. It is 100% the same. You can work. You might not work a job that's emotionally fulfilling for you, but what are you doing to bring some love back to yourself? Definitely. So think about it. Think about it like this. You can work. All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. Look at me giving you the rhyme of the day. But that rhyme is extremely true. Because when you're all work and you don't play, what love can you give someone else if you're miserable? What love can you give yourself if you're miserable? It's okay to love the money that you're making, but you have to love yourself at the same time. So again, I'm just giving y'all some things to digest on. There's no homework here. It's just something for you to sit in the back of your mind. When's the last time you went and played volleyball? When's the last time you went and bought yourself a tub of sugar cookies? God, it's been so long for me. Like, do things that make you feel good. Because in order to enjoy the life that you're creating for yourself, you have to have some enjoyment in it. It's kind of interestingly backwards. The happier you are, the happier you can make your life, and the more you can manifest income. It's kind of nifty that way when you think about it. But let's go ahead and jump into the next one, because I'm just giving y'all a lot to just think about. And we have a donation. Thank you so much for donating, Princess Butterfly. You are awesome. And remember, $1 for every donation goes to Female Strong, which is a beautiful charity. And you also get to help us out here at My Psychic Connection. So Princess Butterfly, thank you. You are my MVP today. So Princess Butterfly asks, is Brandon in Aquarius my future spouse? Ooh. Now, you asked the right girl, because I'm a nosy bystander. And I love questions like this. Oh, my goodness. So let's see. Is he the future spouse? The potential is there. Let's say it like that. Princess Butterfly says, thank you. You are so very welcome, Princess. And I love your name so much. It's so pretty. Okay, so the potential for him to be the one is there. Definitely there. I feel like, though, what's going to end up happening is you're going to start seeing aspects of his behavior where you just are like, I don't know if I can deal with that. Oh, Princess Butterfly says, LOL, I love you. You're glowing. Oh, my gosh. Thank you so much. I'm very happy right now. But thank you so much. But there's going to be aspects of his personality and aspects of him that you're going to start having questions about. And it's not because he's a bad person. It's more so the question of, am I able to really handle this type of foolishness for the rest of my life with somebody? You're going to start thinking, am I really okay with this? Am I okay with this kind of behavior? Is there enough change in the type of behavior that you're looking at? And the type of behavior, I feel like, has a lot to do with miscommunication, which is common amongst couples. There's going to be this need for distance. There's going to be this feeling of, I don't really know if I can trust you 100%. It's not, again, and it's not because they're a bad person. It's just something's going to start ringing alarm bells in your head. And sometimes when you see a pattern of behavior in a person, and this pattern of behavior could literally be as simple as them chewing with their mouth open, you have to decide if you're like, okay, I can deal with that for the rest of my life or not. And sometimes what ends up happening, unfortunately, is you realize this just ain't it. And that's okay. because sometimes the person that you're meant to be with is not always the one that you can listen to, chew their food with their mouth open. Princess Butterfly says yes, because we're afraid to talk to each other, like we're nervous or the other won't like the other. And that's a big problem right there. So a lot of this has to do with the communication styles and the habits that have been formed. And those habits from your person have been formed from just general, I feel like they're just a general shyer individual, but not just that. This is how they've had to approach topics and relationships before you. And because those things are persisting, and that's also something that you've had to deal with before where you can speak freely, you have two people in a relationship who cannot speak freely to each other. And that is going to do nothing but combust this train. This train is going to explode. The train is off the tracks because you're no longer communicating, you're just coexisting. And the longer you do that, the more you're going to feel one person's hiding something, the other person is hiding something. Don't do that to yourself. So if you two cannot come to this understanding about the communication needed, things are going to fall off the tracks. It's going to be a wrap. It's going to be done. It is going to be a Subway sub. We're just going to finish it off. So just be very, very careful. Princess Butterfly says, yes, I see. And I've been more open, but he doesn't like to talk. He's going to have to learn to talk because you're going to realize you don't like someone who don't talk to you. Princess says, yes. And it's caused me not to say anything. You have to say something. You have to, it does not matter if this person doesn't like it or not. The part of a relationship that is the most important is communication. You stress that from the jump. There has to be communication. And if he is not willing to do it, he is not the one. Because the last thing you want to do is put yourself in a situation where you feel like you're put in a box and you can't talk. What kind of relationship is that? That sounds like a relationship I would run away from. So be very, very careful with that. Do not silence what you are feeling because someone may not like what you have to say. Not everyone's going to like what you have to say, including your partner, including your spouse. And that's just, it is what it is. You have to stand within your boundaries. And if they can't respect that boundary, that's on them. Princess Butterfly says, thank you. Speaking to you made me have a lot of realization. I am so glad, Princess, because you deserve more than to feel trapped in a box like that. You have to have communication in your relationship. And so don't let the threat of losing that relationship. I'll ring the bell. Princess, thank you so much for your beautiful donation. And thank you so much for your beautiful question. I'm so happy I was able to help give you some realization into that type of situation because I've seen that a lot. I've actually been someone who does that, and it is probably the most destructive thing you could do in a relationship. So just keep your head up and do your best. You've got this, and I believe in you. Princess says, because I get stuck in fantasy and it's coming from a place of not feeling good enough. Oh no, stop. That resonates too hard with me because I've also been someone who's been in a situation like that. You deserve more than to feel like that. So just keep that in mind. Remember, you deserve significantly more than to ever feel like that. Open your mouth. Communication's important, definitely. Princess says, when getting rejected, oh, I understand, hun, but no, the right one will not make you feel that way. Definitely. Princess says, thank you so much. You are so very welcome, Princess Butterfly. And let's give Princess some butterflies in the chat because that is a rough feeling to feel. Aspira says the pink theme is my fave. Thank you so much. Pink is my everyday life. And I'm pretty sure, I'm like the one girl in my state who is just like all pink all the time. She says, absolutely my fave. Thank you so much, Aspira. You guys are asking some really awesome questions today. So thank you all so much. Let's go ahead and jump into it. And so you guys heard the lightning. You know what time it is. Let's go ahead and jump into this lightning round. So lightning round rules. I get to answer yes, no, or undetermined. And You asked me your yes or no question. So make sure it is a yes or no questions. Remember, no legal, no medical, no pregnancy, nothing like that. Can't do that here. But ask me everything else from the sky being blue. Does my dog like the chew toy I got him? I ask those questions about my rabbit sometimes. Go ahead and ask as many questions as you can. I'm going to answer all of them in 3 minutes. Just start rolling them out. Any question that you've had on your mind for God knows how long, go ahead and just throw it out in there. Gemma, did Carly send me an Instagram follow request from her friend's account? No. Monica, am I under witchcraft attack? No. Gemma, will Adam visit me in the next few months? Yes. Let's go. Spirit says, will me and Corey get together and become more than friends? Undetermined, but girl, friend. Monica says, will I be a successful hypnotherapist? Yes. Oh, let's see. I have so much more to say in some of these. Alexis says, should I take the job I've been considering? No, with more. Monica, do you see me meeting my Mr. Right soon? Yes, but Emma, will my engagement ring have a huge diamond? No, but I'm determined. Ooh, friend. Audrey, will Cassandra try and ruin my wedding? Yes. Will Kaylee lose her job? No. Firefly, will Scorpio be going to social night? Undetermined. Monica, have I already met Mr. Right? No. Audrey, was it Cassandra who tried to hack my Facebook? No. Firefly, will he be happy I'll be there too? Yes, we lean. Emma, will Alan and I go to Canal Days in my hometown together this June? Yes. That sounds fun. Audrey, will me and Wes get married at Wolf Creek? Undetermined. Emma, will I ever be famous on TikTok? Undetermined. Monica, will I get a windfall of money soon? Yes, but tell me when you do. Gemma said, did Tulisa send me an IG follow request? Undetermined. Audrey, will Cassandra try and break us up? Yes. Ooh, Firefly magic. Has Scorpio been having a crush on me for as long as I was aware? I hear no, but there's so much more to that. Alexa, do you see me getting engaged soon? Yes. You guys. Monica, do you see my manifestation coming true? Yes. All right, I got to talk to all of y'all. First of all, thank y'all for participating in the lightning round. Y'all are awesome. Some of y'all, we need to have side conversation. We need to go into depth because some of you threw me off here because there's so much more in some of these to talk about. We need to talk about this Cassandra girl. Real bad, we need to talk about Cassandra. But the Spirit says she's so many good questions. Yes. I was sitting here like, oh no, I want to elaborate, but I can't. It's against the rules. Lovely Light says, hello, my buddy. Hi, my friend. Oh my God. So my thing with me and Redbird is that has been a friend of my head for so long. So I love her. Monica says, thanks once again, beautiful bunny, and my connection team and I think my psychic connection team. You are so very welcome, and we are so happy to have you here, Monica. You guys are rocking it out today. I'm having a real good time. And like I said, there's some questions we need to come back to. If not today, dang sure is going to be next week. We got to talk about some of this stuff, y'all. Alexa says, you're amazing, bunny. Thank you so much, Alexa. You guys are awesome. Fervor says, juicy. Yes. Like a peach. You guys are so much fun. Thank you guys so much for participating. Y'all are awesome. And let's go ahead and jump into some more amazing questions. I'm having a good time today. Queen, can you see me getting a promise ring when me and my partner go on holiday in June, please? Ooh, that's an interesting question, Kathleen. So I feel like first and foremostly, your answer is kind of, it leans to a yes, but it's a little bit of a shaky yes. And I feel like this is because I think what is important to you and what is important to your partner are two different things. This little mismatch, and that's okay. That's not bad. It's just what is important to one may not be as important to the other. So I do think the possibility of you getting this ring is up there because it's something that you desire, right? But the speed in which will it be in June being the operative question, I don't think it's going to be in June. So I think you're going to get the promise ring, but will it be in June? I don't think so. I'm not seeing so. Because remember, what might be super duper important to one may not be as important to the other. Let's say it is important because it's something he knows you want, but the timing is just not what you're going to want it to be. And I also think that because this ring is such an important aspect of the relationship for you, it kind of throws your partner off a little bit because I feel like the association with the marriage is too strong. So it almost feels like there's that reluctancy within them because a marriage becomes a thing once you give a promise ring. And there's a little bit of a fear, not of commitment, but may not want to put labels on what this connection is. So I definitely think you're going to get it. It's just going to be not in June. What month is a little bit foggy, quite honestly. However, just take into consideration that, all right, my friend, there's the bell, but just remember, he may move a little bit slower than you would like. So remember, your time frame, his time frames are two different time things. Time frames, time things. Things. My words are eating me up today. But, bunnyisms are a thing that happen frequently here. So if you like my bunnyisms, you can come find me every Wednesday at 6 p.m. here on my Psychic Connection. Oh my gosh. And if you go into the hotline on mypsychicconnection.com and book a reading with me, you can hear all my bunnyisms live and in person, more live than we are now, because it's certainly a much more fun time. Kathleen says, thank you. You are spot on. You are so very welcome, Kathleen. And you guys, let's go ahead and jump into another reading because you got me for a while longer. It's fun. It's fun here. We have fun here. Aspira says, hi, Bunny. Do you see me and Corey becoming more than friends? What are his current feelings for me, please? Ooh, friend. You come to the right girl because, again, my favorite hobby is being a nosy bystander sometimes in other people's situations, but that's also my job. So let's look into this. I think the possibility right now is very fair. Aspira says, so much fun. Thank you. I'm so glad you guys have a good time when you come here. We get deep thoughts and conversation. Aspira says, oh, yes, definitely. So, Aspira, I think that the possibility of you two becoming more is definitely there. I think there just needs to be a little bit of optimism. So I think you need to give time, you need to give optimism. And it's not bad. It's just that your person of interest might be kind of moving a little bit slower than you'd like. I think there's more that they need to figure out in regards to their own feelings about what relationships are, what they entail. There's a little bit of a roadblock with this person here. And it comes from a little bit of egotism, a little bit of, ooh, I hear the word narcissism real bad. They have to reevaluate relationships and dynamics. That is what this is. So the answer is yes, but you're going to have an uphill battle with this one because there's a lot of learning lessons that he's going to need to learn. Now, there's not a proper time frame on this because, again, he's still in the middle of learning some good, really serious lessons about dropping his ego And anyone going through the death of your own ego, that's a wild time. That's a wild timing in life. So just be very aware that the answer here is a yes, but at the same time, you're going to have to be extremely patient, but use your own discernment, because you might have a crush on them and they might like you too. And Bell are fighting, but just use your own discernment, because time and how long you wait for someone is up to you, not up to them. Just some food for thought. You don't gotta wait for them. You cannot be the facilitator of everyone's change and redirection. So just keep that in mind, my friend. And I hope I was able to help give you some clarity. And thank you so much for your beautiful question. So let's go ahead and jump on to the next one. You guys are having so much fun today. It's been a good time. Emma, is Dan being genuine with me, or only after one thing? Or only after one thing and talking to other women? Am I overthinking? This is all new to me. All right, I'd like to keep that question up a little bit longer. So let's see. You want to know, is he being genuine? I think the answer is yes. Is he talking to other women? I hear the answer real clear, and that's a no. Are you overthinking everything because it's all new? Just a little bit. I do feel like what's happening is you're over carrying some fears from previous relationships onto this relationship. So it's like you're taking some things from others and you're transferring on to this situation here. And while that's not necessarily a super duper negative thing, I do think it is definitely something that can push a relationship to a not so great place, because you're already setting an expectation for them to do you wrong. So I feel like there's a need to go in a little bit more with an open mind and give it some time, because you have to be really careful with those assumptions, because with this, if you continue to move in this way, you're eventually going to lose out on this relationship. You have to be super careful with thinking that your partner is going to kind of come at you and hurt you in a certain type of way that someone else probably hurt you in the same way in the past. You have to be super duper careful, because that puts a lot of pressure and that puts a lot of unnecessary stress on a relationship that is just forming out. So I don't think you have much to worry about, but just be careful what that pressure can do, because if they start feeling that pressure, that fear you have becoming a pressure on them, they are going to bow out. They're going to dip. That is a rough one. So just be super duper careful. I think right now, me in the bell. But my friend, thank you so much for your beautiful question. Self-healing is going to be what helps bring this all forward. So don't fret. Give yourself some grace. You got this. It's okay. You're human. So there you go. I hope that was able to help you. And thank you so much. And we have an emoji contest winner, Reverend. Thank you so much. You were turning them emojis out. You were awesome. Good job. And everyone, thank you all so much for participating in the emoji contest. And remember, there's emoji contest all the time here. And Spirit says, vibes are so good here. Love it. Thank you so much. Look, we got the pink and the happiness. And Forever says, yay. Yes, my friend. So for you, we're going into my hummingbird oracle, because I love me some birds. I do love birds. I love owls specifically. But let's go ahead and jump into some cards for you, because, Spirit's always got a message for somebody up in here. And I think you need something a little bit more positive today. We like good vibes, good time, and good food. Those are my mottos for life. So Forever says, heck. So you got 4 cards here. Lucky you. Lucky. So your first card is Lotus Jewel. Underneath your feathered exterior lies a radiant diamond glittering with wisdom. Isn't this beautiful? I love my hummingbirds. And then your next card is Sweet Surrender. Let go, lighten your load, then set sail freely through the door of inner peace. Yes, so I can already see what your message is. Torpor. Oh, this is a card I haven't drawn for anyone before, so that's fun. Rest your weary rings and replenish your energy for the flight ahead. Ooh, I haven't got that card before for anybody, so look at you being my trendsetter. Float in stillness. Meditation is the key to filling up with the joyous nectar of life. So, you know what this means, my friend? You need to ground. You need to start letting go because your load is really heavy and I can feel it in my shoulders. You have to lighten because I feel like what has happened for you over the course of time or life, just life in general, you have taken on the responsibilities for not just yourself, but for others. You have put that as like a taxing weight on your back, and you have to not do that. You've done that forever says, girl, yes, we got good vibes, good times, and I'll read you for Phil too, just for funsies. But you have to be able to release that. You have to start separating from. You essentially have to start separating from your responsibilities you feel toward the people around you who probably dead ass probably are not doing the same thing for you. I bet you my whole bottom dollar, I bet you my line of pearls that the people you are putting your extra effort and energy into are not doing the same for you. Don't do it anymore. Kick bricks is a whole complete sentence. And sometimes I think you need to be more vocal with that. You got to let people know, I cannot do this for you this time. I don't have the resources mentally or physically. It's a little bit of a people pleasing mentality that's there. You have to let that go. You have to take away some of that because those people are going to eat you up. Forever it says truth. Yes, kick bricks is a full complete sentence. And I need everyone to remember that tonight. Because when you take on too much of other people's BS for the sake of keeping other people happy, all you are doing is diluting yourself of happiness. You are putting more weight on your back. You are making your neck hurt. And you're probably giving yourself sleepless nights. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. And while you can do these things for people who love you, you have to make sure the people who love you that you're doing this extra work for, this extra energy work for, are giving it back to you. You have to give and receive. Doing things and having friends and having relationships is about give and take. You give me, I give you back the same or more. You have to remember this is an equal exchange. It's the same with psychics and the people we read for, equal exchange. And then it's the same with your friends and your family and how you do favors for them, equal exchange. And if you're not getting that in return, let it go because it ain't worth it. But then you also need to ground, meditate. Journey has some awesome meditation videos on the My Psychic Connection YouTube. Start looking at those. Work into those because there's a need for you to center and reground yourself because it feels like you're just giving. And my friend, don't do that to yourself. You are worth too much to just give and give. The best day of my life is when I said, I don't feel like doing this today. And I didn't feel bad about it. Allow yourself to be selfish with your energy. It's yours. You deserve to keep it. Don't give everyone everything you have because 9 times out of 10, they aren't getting it back. So I hope that was able to resonate with you, my friend. And I hope that helps you a little bit more in your day-to-day. So you guys, also thank you all so much for participating in the emoji contest because I did see the emojis. And Fervent says thank you so much. You are so very welcome, my friend. I am so happy to be here reading for y'all today, and y'all are awesome. Y'all are killing it every emoji contest, and I can't wait to the next one next Wednesday at 6 p.m. So let's go ahead and jump into our next question. We're having a good time here. This is so much fun. Emma says, hi, Bunny. I missed you. I missed you too, sweetheart. She says, I would like to talk more about if I will end up on the show. Say yes to the dress when the time comes. Thank you lots. All right, my friend. I wanted to talk to you about this before because I remember this from last week and I remember I was talking to you about it and said, girl, we need to talk about this. So let's talk about it. Now, are you going to end up on say yes to the dress? I feel like your answer is not going to be what you want it to be. I think the answer leans in a no. So it's not a full no because in things like this, especially when we're talking about entertainment, we're talking about TV, we're talking about situations where there is more than one person's free will that is impacting a decision. That answer is not always clear. So while a no can turn into a yes and a yes can turn into a no, right here we're leaning towards a no, but anything can happen. So just remember that. However, I don't feel like this is going to be the route you're going to be able to take. But because you're already thinking upon this route, there's other options that you can take. There's other things you can do. You talked about social media at one point. So it's almost like you could vlog the process for you. You can look into like doing TikTok videos on join me on my wedding expedition. Like that would be some cool stuff because, girls planning weddings need help. Truly and honestly. So, I mean, I don't think that'll be it, but you're going to be opening up other doors into other options, into things that feel just like that, or if not better than that. But also, I feel like if you were to participate and say yes to the dress, this was going to end up in an emotionally volatile situation for you. I just feel like you wouldn't have the best time on earth. It would be extremely nerve-wracking. It would cause a little bit of a dang it. Emma, we always get jacked up with this bell, but you guys, I am out of time. Emma, I hope I was able to give you some clarity, my friend, and good luck on your further endeavors. You guys have been so amazing. I want to thank all of you for being here today, and thank you to all the new people who showed up to the show. You guys are awesome. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, and remember, if you join mypsychicconnection.com, get 3 free minutes to pick whatever reader or whoever reader you want to talk to. And you guys, just because I get off the line don't mean the party stopped. You can join Journey and Kay at 10 p.m. for Into the Shadow of Dreams, which is a whole show about dream reading. They do awesome. And so if you got some crazy dreams, tell them. They know what's up. They're going to figure it out. Most definitely, you guys. You can catch me here at Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It has been a good time, good vibes, and I hope you all enjoy the rest of your evening. Take care. Bye-bye.